How European football became a powerhouse machine and billion-dollar business. It's the world's most popular sport. It's the heartbeat of cities, the soul of entire nations. But European football? Well, it's something much, much bigger. Behind the breathtaking goals and roaring crowds lies a different story. One of wealth, power, and a billion-dollar industry that has conquered the globe. How did European football become more than just a game? How did it transform into a financial juggernaut? A powerhouse machine churning out billions every year? Today, we uncover the rise of European football's empire, from humble beginnings to a global business force. This is the untold story of how football became one of the most profitable industries in the world. Section 1. Roots of the beautiful game. To understand how European football grew into the giant it is today, we need to go back, way back, to the late 19th century. Football wasn't born in corporate boardrooms or billion-dollar stadiums. No, it was born on the streets, in the parks, and in the hearts of working-class people. The game spread like wildfire across Europe, England, Spain, Italy, and beyond. Clubs began to emerge, not for profit, but out of pure love for the game. Manchester United, Barcelona, Juventus, they were more than just teams. They were symbols of community, pride, and passion. In those early days, football wasn't about million-dollar transfers or global fame. It was about loyalty. Clubs were built by the people, for the people, but soon this would all change. Section 2. Television, the game changer. The transformation of football from local pastime to global business really kicked off in the 20th century, with one key development: television. In the 1950s, football entered living rooms across Europe. Suddenly, fans didn't have to be in the stadium to witness the magic. Matches were broadcast live, and the audiences exploded. Clubs quickly realized they could reach millions, not just the thousands in the stands. Then came the 1990s. This was the real turning point. Leagues like the English Premier League capitalized on the surge in broadcasting technology. Huge TV deals were signed, and the sport began its commercial revolution. Suddenly, clubs were raking in millions from broadcasting rights. The more people watched, the more the clubs earned. And with these new revenues came new opportunities for growth. European football was no longer just sport. It was business. Big business. Section 3. The era of megastars and megaclubs. As money poured in, something else began to change. Players. Footballers were no longer just athletes. They were becoming global superstars, icons of the sport, and powerful brands in their own right. The likes of Ronaldo, Messi, and Neymar don't just dominate on the pitch. They dominate off it too.
Many times since I am here. When I left Barcelona, and I went to Bayern Munich and now in Manchester City, never asked Lionel Messi to come to join Bayern Munich or here when I was manager. I never went to the clubs, to both clubs, and said I want this player. Never. So because I know how important is this guy for FC Barcelona.
They sign multi-million-dollar endorsement deals, appear in commercials, and sell their image around the world. And the clubs? They've become mega corporations. Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Manchester United. Their global fan bases number in the hundreds of millions. Merchandise, sponsorships, ticket sales, it all adds up to billions in revenue. These clubs don't just compete on the pitch anymore. They compete for global market share, for branding supremacy. The stakes are higher than ever, and only the biggest and richest clubs thrive. The transfer market, once a way for teams to balance their squads, has now become a high-stakes bidding war. Clubs routinely spend hundreds of millions on superstar players, knowing that a single player can transform not just the team, but the entire business.
Look, Man United is the richest club in the world, so basically with Real Madrid, so not many teams can compete on the financial amount, but I feel that it doesn't make the difference because at the moment I feel on the pitch we can compete, and that is the most important. It's not a financial competition in football.
Section 4. Football as a billion-dollar business. But behind the dazzling skills, behind the goals and glory, is a business machine that few get to see. Football clubs today aren't just sporting organizations. They're corporations with shareholders, executives, and boards of directors. Ownership of football clubs has changed drastically in the last few decades. From Russian oligarchs to Middle Eastern billionaires, wealthy investors have turned European football clubs into their personal playgrounds. With their deep pockets, these owners have revolutionized how clubs operate. It's no longer just about winning matches, it's about maximizing profit, expanding global reach, and dominating the commercial market. The money flows in through broadcasting rights, sponsorships, and merchandise sales. And with that, European football has cemented itself as one of the most lucrative businesses in the world. Section 5. The UEFA Champions League, the showpiece. But the pinnacle of European football's success lies in one competition, the UEFA Champions League. The Champions League isn't just a football competition, it's the ultimate showcase of power, wealth, and prestige in European football. Every year, the top clubs compete for the chance to be crowned kings of Europe. But there's more at stake than just silverware. The financial rewards for winning the Champions League are enormous. TV rights for the final alone bring in millions, while sponsors fight to be part of the spectacle. This is where football and business collide, where the biggest clubs make the biggest money. Section 6. The future of European football. But where does European football go from here? With billion-dollar revenues and a global fan base, there's no sign of slowing down. Clubs are already looking to the future. Digital innovations, fan engagement through social media, NFTs, and global expansion into markets like Asia and the US are shaping the next evolution of the sport.
I think caring about the future of European football is very much worth it, and it's a personal and a professional challenge which I'm happy to take on. There's a lot to communicate as well. I think the last 1.5 years have proven that European football has some existential problems we have to discuss. They're not going away by just being complacent with the status quo. And there are evolutions to be communicated as well. The initiative has listened, has learned, has reassessed some things, and we got a lot of reaction on concepts like the openness of the competition. We took the concept of permanent membership, which was part of the harsh criticism a year and a half ago. We took it off the table because the scope of the change and the view on European Cup competition has broadened, also against the backdrop of change which might be induced in court.
However, with all this growth, challenges lie ahead. Financial regulations like UEFA's financial fair play aim to keep the competition fair. But as the stakes rise, so do concerns about corruption, fairness, and the soul of the sport. As clubs chase profits and popularity, the essence of the game is at risk. Will football lose its identity in the race for money? Or can it balance tradition with modern demands? European football has come a long way from its grassroots beginnings. It's a multi-billion-dollar machine that entertains millions and shapes global culture. But as we look to the future, one thing is clear: the game we love is forever changing. What are your thoughts on this evolution? Is football losing its soul, or is it simply adapting to a new reality? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more insights into the world of football and beyond.